The BodyArmor LYTE Series East has not been on its own since the end of January. Well, here we are, near mid-March. We're back on the short track for the East Series, and we're excited for this one. A very fun racetrack that sees quite an interesting battle on the racetrack. And a very inside lane dominant racetrack will create a very interesting race here today. We're at the Winchester Speedway in Winchester, Indiana, under the lights here on a Monday night. It's the Winchester 200, race 4 of the season in the 2025 BodyArmor LYTE Series East. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Winchester Speedway. We are excited for this one, excited to have the East Series on its own again, though we do have 4 of the BodyArmor Pro Series drivers in this field here tonight. It's a 20-car field. As a matter of fact, this race is going to have more Pro Series drivers than any other of the LYTE Series races this season, so it's going to be fascinating to see what our drivers can do from the back, but we've got ourselves some strong drivers starting up front who are in this series to win the championship, including Aaron Abel, who starts on the pole position, and our last winner, Ryosei Fujimoto, who got the win at Circuit of the Americas a couple of weeks ago in the combination race with the West Series. But it's going to be a very unique race, and if you remember the Champion Superstar Series from here back last January 24th, it's the last race we ran here on the channel. You may remember how this racetrack worked out, where the inside lane is incredibly dominant and the outside lane has no grip at all, and that is exactly what we're going to see here today. So these drivers starting inside lane are going to be at a huge advantage to start this race compared to the drivers starting outside, but there are 50 laps for these drivers to maneuver around, and if you got a good enough car and you're a good enough driver, you got a good shot at winning the race. Joining alongside here, Joe Alonso for the call of this race. And here, Joe, you've got a couple of your drivers in this race. You own a team. You got the 82 of Reggie Fogelman and the 37 of Christian Vargas. Where you start in this race almost really doesn't matter as long as you don't start in the outside lane. But for your driver, Reggie Fogelman, and all these drivers starting outside lane, what do they need to do to eventually find themselves in position to win this race later on here tonight?
Well, yeah, I actually reviewed the Champion Superstars Series race last year, earlier before this broadcast, and all I can say is, if they can find the right time to make it to the inside lane, well, all you have to do is just to wait. If you're clear and you're not in a side-by-side situation, so that you can make it swoop inside. Oh, and I almost forgot that once you hit the wall, you're I don't know, you're probably screwed up, but of course all you have to do is just to make it into the inside line first.
Of course, that inside lane is probably the most dominant inside lane on the entire circuit for this series as well. So you're probably not going to stuck in the outside lane too long, because you're going to just fall all the way to the back anyway, and then the outside or inside lane is right there for you. But like Ariel said, if you hit the outside wall, messes up your aerodynamics, you can definitely get yourself in a lot of trouble here at Winchester if you're not careful. It is a very high-banked racetrack. They call it the world's fastest half mile. I don't know, is it this or is it Bristol? We do actually run a little bit slower here than we do at Bristol over in the Cup Series, so, you know, I'll let you all decide that. But hey, we're excited for this one. East Series action here on a Monday night. We're here at 7. We got the DeWalt Cup Series over in Joe Series coming up at 8 p.m. I recommend you watch that. Our Island Motorsports went to victory lane last week over there, so go ahead and watch that after you're done with this one. But we got Aaron Abel starting on the pole position. He is 7th in the championship standings. They're all led by Anthony Hernandez, who's had an excellent start to the season. Top 5 in all 3 races so far, including the combination race. He finished top 5 in a 32-car field a couple weeks ago at COTA. He's got 25 points towards the championship. Ryosei Fujimoto won that race at COTA, and they got themselves 12 points towards the East Series title. They are 8 points behind coming into this one. Kyle Craven, who had a shot at both of the New Smyrna races, is 9 points behind. Campbell Marsh is 11 points behind, and BB Ruiz 13 points behind, tied with the second New Smyrna race winner of Josh Marzak there in 5th. But still very early on in the season, still 12 races left to go. A couple more combination races for these guys as well as we move on throughout the year. But the East Series is on its own here tonight with 4 other Pro Series drivers. We'll show those guys in the back of the field right there. We got ourselves Nathan Stapleton, Indiana native, there in the 63. Ladovic Schritt in the 00. It'll be listed as 000 in the scoreboard. Matthew Hubert in the 15. And Thomas Troxel in the 10. We're going to be led by Aaron Abel in the 97 alongside Rose Fujimoto in the 4. Andrew Williams still looking for his first points of the season here in these series to the inside of Reggie Fogelman. We got Chris Reynolds in the 04, Joshua Neely in the 00. We got ourselves Campbell Marsh, who got a win in the Sprint Series last week at Willow Springs. The inside there are Kyle Craven, Corey Case and Alexander Rowe, Dylan Matthews and BB Ruiz, Josh Marzak and Anthony Hernandez, winners at New Smyrna deep in the field, and then the 98 of Jared Martin and Christian Vargas there make up the East Series field, the 16 drivers who start ahead of the Pro Series drivers here in this Winchester 200. Let's go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here in the 4th race of the season. And here, Joe, we got a lot of guys who are up front who have not had the best of seasons. Do you think one of those guys gets it done here tonight, or will it be somebody else winning here at the Winchester Speedway?
Well, I can see these drivers. I know these guys do have a top start throughout the season, but I'm pretty sure someone's going to rebound tonight. But for this night, I got my dibs on the number 8 of Corey Case. But of course, this guy is doing pretty well, especially in the Sprint Series. But yeah, I got Corey Case for this one.
Of course, his teammate won that last New Smyrna race. Nicholas Samedio's team is good. We'll see what he can do. Here we go. We're green flag with Aaron Abel leading us off here at Winchester. And already a lot of shuffling going on back in there. And already your pick to win here, Joe, up to the 4th position. Great run there for Corey Case on the inside. Here comes Josh Marzak. Here comes Jared Martin. Everybody on the inside lane is moving up and surpassing everybody on the outside lane. And that is what we expected here tonight. There's your driver, Christian Vargas, going 3 wide there on the inside. Ryose Fujimoto almost got in the outside wall right there. I think they did get in the outside wall. We're 3 wide again, and Vargas making great moves right there. There goes Troxel to the inside. Some wild racing as a lot of guys try to shuffle it up back in the field. But Aaron Abel off to a good start. Chris Reynolds, Corey Case, Josh Marzak, and Jared Martin. And Nathan Stapleton is already up to the 6th position. The Pro Series driver looking to win in his home state here tonight.
Even the 50 at Matthew Hubert as well. But hey, as I've told earlier, you don't need to hit the wall pretty much, and that's what happened to Rosei Fujimoto falling back. But at least it's back in the inside line now. And I was wrong that I thought your race might be ruined after hitting the wall, but I was wrong. He's right there trying to rebound himself because he is trying to pass the 63 of Nathan Stapleton, and Nathan Stapleton way out of the line right there as looks like the number 1 for MAL Racing, Kyle Craven, along with Ludovic Charette right there in the 00, but it's 000 in the scoreboard.
And of course, Ludovic Charette owns the 00 in the East Series with her team, so not as good of a run for Joshua Neely in this one. Of course, keep in mind, only the top 10 finishers receive championship points regardless of the series they are in. So you got Thomas Troxel and Matthew Hubert stealing points right now from those guys. Fujimoto rebounding very well, like you said. Got into the outside wall there, but came right back on the inside. Christian Vargas is slipping back in the 37, and now you don't want to see that being your team right there, Angel. Kyle Craven's in the top 10 right now. Here comes Ludovic in the 00 as well, but Aaron Abel looks very strong here tonight, and if Nathan can't get the win himself, I'm sure he'd love to see his driver get the win here in his home state, and Aaron Abel off to a 2nd lead right now as the Avalon racing cars go side by side. There goes Marzak to the inside for 3rd on Corey Case.
Wow, it's just good to see Josh Marzak with that, with that performance. Kind of reminds me when I used to battle with him in the way back in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series days. But hey, at least we see the glimpse of our OG drivers right here in the LYTE Series for now. But let's see if we can catch up into the 04 of Chris Reynolds.
I think he's got a good shot at doing so. And Marzak's had a great start to the season. He is 6th in points. Those are his only points in the East Series so far, but he's had a little bit of bad luck in the first couple of races. But to your point here, Jolie, 2-time Daytona 500 champion. You raced with him back in the day, of course, in the old Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and hey, great to see him back. You know, Isaac Nichols, another driver from back in the day that is running again, and he runs the 88 over in the Pro Series. So we'll see him in a couple weeks' time when we have the Aguas Calientes, that racetrack in Mexico for the Pro Series, their next race. Chris Reynolds is closing in on Aaron Abel for this race lead. Rogaldorn's team got the win last time for the East Series at COTA, and now Chris Reynolds looking to close in on Aaron Abel for this top position, and that might bring Josh Marzak right in. It's a difficult place to hold the inside lane. That's where you need to be, but it's easy to get out of the groove, and I think Abel's gotten out of the groove and worn his stuff down a little bit. There's no pit stops here tonight. Chris Reynolds has a nose to the inside for the race lead here on lap 16, and it looks like he's going to take the lead away from Aaron Abel here.
Yeah, I saw that they almost touched right there, but at least they didn't make any contact right there. As looks like Josh Marzak now going in for second, passing Aaron Abel. I know he's not my driver right here in the LYTE Series, but it kind of hurts for me to see Aaron Abel falling back the order.
Yeah, you two got that alliance going on over in the Wawa Cup Series. It's worked out fairly well, especially for Abel's team there in Racing Motorsports. Maybe you guys will pick it up at some point over on the Hairgel side, but definitely a tough run there for Abel there those last couple of laps. That car's fallen off a little bit. You got Corey Case running in 4th. Matthew Hubert is 5th. And Hubert's got a shot at winning this race here tonight as well. Ryosuke Fujimoto, Kyle Craven, Jared Martin, BB Ruiz, and Anthony Hernandez are points leader. Looking to get inside the points right there. He's got it as he gets around Thomas Troxel. Troxel slipping way back. Alexander Rowe outside of the points. Same with Campbell Marsh right there. Josh O'Neilly, Christian Vargas, Dylan Matthews. Got Reggie Fogelman, Nathan Stapleton a little bit deeper than he would have liked in this race. Andrew Williams with a struggle, and Ludovic Charette. I wonder if she got into the outside wall or something, because she's all the way at the back of the field in that double zero machine. Not necessarily what you want in this race. And this is a tough race to get points in because there's a 20-car field, so there's only 50% of the slots that will get championship points. Of course, Chris Reynolds and Josh Marzak are in a very good position right now to get points. And Marzak in a good position to close in on Reynolds for this race lead. He's starting to close in on that 04 here as we approach the halfway point of this Winchester 200.
Well, I got a new theory right now. You don't need to have a beautiful scheme just to win a race. Take it from me, I swear. But hey, I'm kidding. But yeah, looks like Josh Marzak is looking to catch up into Chris Reynolds at this point. But let's see once we cross the line if he managed to close it in, as we just wait right there. Looks like Josh Marzak now closing in, and yeah, he closed up right there.
And he took about a 10th off of Chris Reynolds' lead right there, but Reynolds is running a very clean race. And as he holds that inside lane, doesn't give Marzak an opportunity, he should be good to go. Aaron Abel's kind of solidified himself in 3rd. Hubert has gotten around Corey Case, and Corey Case is slipping back now in the 8 machine as he gets passed by Campbell Marsh there. Kyle Craven also got around Fujimoto. That's 4 positions right there for Corey Case. And that's what happens if you get stuck in the outside lane. Even though these guys are spread out, you got Troxel moving his way back to the top 10. BB Ruiz stuck in the outside lane there. Anthony Hernandez is outside the points. He's finished top 5 in every E-Series race so far this season, including at COTA when we combined with the West Series. Stapleton trying to rebound here. We're halfway through this Winchester 200. A very unique race so far. And Marzak's right there on the back bumper, and Aaron Abel's within a second as well. But I gotta tell you gotta watch out for Matthew Hubert in this one. That 15 machine is wired up very well there. You got that Grattan power in that 15 machine. We don't see near as much of Grattan in this series as we do in the West Series, of course. But Aaron Abel's coming right back. He's got a shot on Josh Marzak for second now.
If they make it side by side, this could be an advantage for Chris Reynolds. But yeah, looks like he did. Look at that scoreboard right there. Yeah. And Josh Marzak now way back to the third and off the line right there. But the good thing here is they're all 2 seconds clear of Matthew Hubert in 4th. But look at Fujimoto right there. Rosé Fujimoto actually rebounded pretty well after that lap 1 mishap right there for him, as well as Kyle Craven and Campbell Marsh right there. And there's side by side with Gilbert. It's gonna be, one of the best versus one of the rookies right there. And Fujimoto did just like that.
Both of Bradley Green's cars, they were outside the top 10 like 30 seconds ago, and now they're both 7th and 8th right now. Good run for Campbell Marsh and Alexander Rowe right here. Thomas Troxell's 9th, and BB Ruiz now as Corey Case continues to slide. I'm sure Herschel didn't mean to jinx you, Corey. I mean, that's just the way it goes. It doesn't matter who's alongside me, The commentator's curse is very real here on the channel. And Corey Case slipping outside the points now in that 8 machine's not been a good start to the season for Corey. Only 7 total points going into this one. And definitely a bit of a rough start to his season. And Anthony Hernandez, our points leader, is all the way in the back of the field. He gets stuck in the outside lane, just fall all the way to the back. And that's exactly what happened to Hernandez, who may actually lose the points lead to Fujimoto after this one is all said and done, because, you know what, it's going to be a tie the way they currently... No, I'm sorry. Sorry, Marzak's 3rd, so it would actually be a 1-point lead for Hernandez the way they currently run as Andrew Williams.
Ooh, it's going to be a caution right there.
That should be a caution. You are right, that should be a yellow flag, and it is.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
The
if you ever think
Andrew
you're
Williams.
having a bad day, just remember, you're not Andrew Williams in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. And I don't mean to throw Andrew under the bus like that. None of this is his fault. The game just simply does not like him at all, and he will once again leave a race here in the East Series without any championship points. I said at the beginning of the season that I thought Andrew Williams may be one of the favorites in the championship based off of what he does as an owner in the Wawa Cup Series and his experience in the rating series compared to some of these other drivers. Ratings can't fix luck, and I sure hope for Andrew's sake that it turns around here for him soon, because this is getting ridiculous. Ugh.
Yeah. If I were Andrew Williams, I gotta have to replace that profile picture at Discord, because Andrew Williams right now is like Southampton. Bad luck, unlucky whatsoever. If I were you, just change your logo to Liverpool, man.
Maybe that'll help him out. We'll see what happens with our next race here for these guys. I believe our next race in the East Series is at South Boston, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'd know that, but when you run 3-4 series at once, you tend to forget how it all works out. So
yeah.
It's gonna be a little while before we get to our next one. And that'll be April 17th, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Chris Reynolds is your race leader, but now he's going to have to face a restart. And, of course, we don't really need a replay of that, so... Chris Reynolds, Aaron Abel, Josh Marzak, Ryusuke Fujimoto, and the 6th machine there of Campbell Marsh. We're going to get another win here. It's a huge opportunity for guys like Marzak, Fujimoto, and Marsh to pounce right on these guys here on this restart. It is going to be 12 laps to go across the line. And we'll have to see how it ends up shaking out here for Chris Reynolds in the 04. Everybody's still in the race, except, of course, for Andrew Williams. The camshaft issue there, bringing out our first caution. Back underway here at Winchester. Aaron Abel, Marzak, Fujimoto, they're all staying in line. Yet Alexander Rowe and Kyle Craven back in there. Aaron Abel going to try to do what he can on the 04, and he's got it. And another pass for the race lead there as Fujimoto's on Marzak there for the 3rd position. Aaron Abel's going to take the lead away from Chris Reynolds with 11 laps to go.
Yeah, how about that? We just have a restart, but I think it's kind of biblical. Looks like what? Campbell Marsh and Josh Marzak almost made contact right there, and good thing we never had a crash, but this will affect their race decisions right there. And here's another thing. At least Dutch Atlantic Racing will have a great race right now, 2nd and 3rd, as well as, of course, you mentioned earlier, Rail and Motorsports Bradley Reen. And hey, but still, there's the 10 of Thomas Troxell, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah, that
and
is
Matthew
Troxell.
Gilbert.
That's not the 98.
Like
they have very similar schemes, which you painted very well, of course, Airgel. Thank you once again for that. I think a lot of these schemes are yours, actually. 40 isn't. I know Bradley painted that one. But Chris Reynolds slipping back there just a little bit. But Josh Marzak really going to lose out. He continues full back. Same with Campbell Marsh. And Marsh has been trying to get around this 88 this whole time. They're still 3 wide. They've gotten into each other multiple times. And both Marsh and Marzak are going to fall outside the points because of that. That is such a shame. But that is what happens here. And how about Aaron Abel? He lost the lead. He got passed by Chris Reynolds. Utilized the restart to his advantage. He got back around him. And Nathan Stapleton looking to get a win as an owner here at Winchester Speedway. And one of his home racetracks. Not too far from here in Winchester for Nathan Stapleton. I know he'd love to get it as an owner. It's not been as good as a run for him as a driver here tonight with the 63 machine for him, unfortunately. Marzak falling all the way back to 18th. That outside lane is awful here at Winchester, but that's what makes this place so much fun. We've had a fun race here tonight, no doubt about it. 4 laps to go here for Aaron Abel in the 97.
I think the server's gonna be interesting after this race.
It's always interesting after every race.
Yeah. You know, I expect some exchanges between Campbell Marsh and Josh Marzak right there. As the 40 of Alexander Rowe trying to pass Rosé Fujimoto for 3rd. I'm not really sure if I said it right, but my thought, yeah.
Alexander Rowe's going to try to get a podium finish out of this one. Troxel looking really strong, and Hubert as well. Great runs for both of those guys, but coming to the white flag here in the Winchester 200, and Aaron Abel utilizing that restart. Now, he still had a chance of passing Chris Reynolds even without the caution, but that restart made it a lot easier for him. And that 97 fell off in the middle part of the race and then came right back. And Aaron Abel looking to get it done here for NS Racing here tonight in the Winchester 200 in the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. He started on the pole, he left the most laps, and he's going to get the race win here today in the Winchester 200. Another issue, Kyle Craven in the 1 machine right at the end of the race. Thankfully, it did not affect any of our race leaders, but Craven's going to fall outside the points, and he's going to finish 19th. I tell you what, Michael Lewis didn't... I feel bad for Michael Lewis. Those are both of his cars with mechanical issues at the end of this one here at Winchester. Wow.
Just like what I said in every race, in every series possible, it is what it is. But not gonna lie, no hard feelings no hard feelings, but it's just part of being a team owner. But I know Michael Lewis can get another one, take it from me, yeah?
I hate to say it too, Airtel, you didn't get any points either, so hey, it's just the way it goes sometimes. The East Series, it's just driver-only ratings, and that creates for some very unique racing and very unique results in these races compared to how we have it in the Cup Series where the owners do contribute. These cars are essentially prepared equally, so Michael Lewis can't do anything about that. That is just pure luck, and whoa. MAL Racing, Mal, that's bad in Spanish. I mean, maybe change the name because it's definitely been Mal for that team so far this season. I'm just playing with it. I'm sorry. We're having fun with it. I know Andrew Williams is probably not having fun, but I tell you, who was it that had? I mean, I know you'd say yourself, Airtel, but there was someone that really had really bad luck on one of the seasons, and I've done this so long I can't even remember. But there was someone who seemed to blow up in every single race at some point. I cannot remember who it was. It's probably happened a couple of times. Hey, still got a lot of races left to go, and Andrew Williams and Kyle Craven are both great enough drivers to overcome this later on. And the way the championship is set up as well, with only the top 10 finishers receiving championship points, they're far from being out of it as well. Anthony Hernandez didn't even get any points or points leader, and he is still going to be the points leader. Actually, he's going to be tied with Ryose Fujimoto because Fujimoto is going to get 8 points for this race today. And we will, in fact, have a tie. I think Fujimoto may hold the tiebreaker on the finishing position, but I'm not 100% sure yet. You guys will see that in a moment. But thoughts on this one, Angel? A fun race here at Winchester Speedway. And thoughts on the rest of the season here for the East Series drivers. It's definitely going to be an interesting championship. Aaron Abel's going to move up in the points as well with this win. He doubled his points. How do you think it's going to play out as we move on to the rest of the season here in the East Series?
Yeah, I do actually have 3 thoughts about about tonight's race. So
Ooh,
number one,
Martinsville.
of course, again, congratulations to Aaron Abel. Good win for him. Although as well, congrats also to Nathan. I wish the result also replicates with the her sprint series. No, I'm kidding, but yeah. Second, I'm pretty sure if we're going to do another season of BodyArmor LYTE Series next season, I'm pretty sure we're going to return here at Winchester. That racetrack was so much. The racetrack was so much fun, to be honest. Although I never raced never raced here as well, and yeah, good to see some new faces right there, creating their names themselves. Such as Rosei Fujimoto, and hey, some of the drivers as well with reputable names over the Wawa Cup series. But yeah, it is what it is again for some couple of drivers, ML Racing as well as Hergel Motorsports. But hey, although another thing is that we had four Body Armor Pro Series drivers and they stole the thunder right there tonight. But yeah. Also, man, can I say something that is a little bit of secret regarding the Turtle Truck Series, or it's just for
Well,
another time?
yeah, I mean, we'll get to that later on. I mean, there's a lot behind the scenes going on with that series at this point, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But just stay tuned with that. Just stay tuned with that. Aaron Abel.
You'll be surprised, promise. Yeah.
Aaron Abel gets it done here at Winchester Speedway, and a great run for him for NS Racing, and hey, we'll have to see how that ends up shaking out as the rest of the season goes. I was actually wrong. I misspoke. Our next race in the E-Series is at Martinsville, and that is only going to be 2.5 weeks from now, I do believe. March 27th, Thursday night for the Martinsville 200. That should be a lot of fun, and then after that, we're at South Boston on April 17th. But that should be a fun race being on one of the Cup Series racetracks for these guys. Of course, New Smyrna is a Cup racetrack, but that's a smooth fest, not a full points paying race. We're going to see these guys on the same track as the Cup Series in a couple weeks' time, and that'll be a lot of fun once we get to it under the lights at Martinsville Speedway. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Huge thanks to Hergel Alonso for joining me here tonight for this LYTE Series race from Winchester. And like he said, if we do this series next year, we're absolutely coming back here. It's a fun racetrack, and absolutely love it. And it's a shame this is the only race we have scheduled all year here on the channel, but we might try to slide it into a couple more things next year. We'll just have to wait and see. Got so many great racetracks, this is one of them. Hey, thank you so much for watching once again. Here are the points for the E-Series after 4 races. Congratulations to Aaron Abel on his race victory here at the Winchester Speedway. And on behalf of Hergel Alonso, I will see you guys later.